Okay, it is now 6 o'clock. And we're gonna call this meeting to order. I'm gonna defer to Mrs. Brown to read you the public comment and the rules. I had some dental work done, so my mouth is a little numb, but so she'll go ahead and read you that, and then we'll go from there.
Good evening and welcome. Public comment. Members of the public are welcome to address the board during the public comment section of the agenda. If you wish to make a comment, please email myself to add your request. Please state your name and the agenda item you wish to address. You will be recognized when it is your turn. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes per person and 20 minutes for each agenda item. If you wish to make a public comment, it is best to let the district office know at the district office address at 1500 South Fairfax Road, Bakersfield, California. If you need translation services or would like to make a public comment and need assistance in translating your statement, please contact the district office at 366-7221 or email to lbrown@fairfaxsd.us with 24-hour notice. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. So now we're moving to the preliminary section, which is saluting the flag. So if you would join me and stand and salute the flag. Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. With that, I would ask for the approval of tonight's agenda. So do I have a
First motion.
I have a second for approval of tonight's agenda? There's second. Second by Jose Tapia. Roll call vote. Alma Rios,
Aye.
Virginia Lawson,
No. Picture.
Palmer Mullen, yes. Victoria Cornell,
No.
Jose Tapia.
Aye.
Okay, that is 3-2. The approval of tonight's agenda has passed. With that, I'm going to ask Ms. Brown to read welcome of the guests.
Welcome to the meeting of the Fairfax Elementary School District Board of Trustees. This meeting is held in compliance with the state of California and County of Kern sunshine laws. We have a place on the agenda to hear from members of the public who attend our meetings. It is good if you can call the superintendent before the meeting and have a place on the agenda and have a form provided. Let me see here. It is good if you call the superintendent before the meeting and have a place on the agenda for any issue you would like to talk about. However, if you have not done that, you may fill out a form provided for you and give it to the board before the meeting begins. Each item on the agenda can be discussed by members of the public. 20 minutes are provided for each agenda item. Several people can speak during these 20 minutes. We do hope that you in attendance will refrain from visiting during the meeting, as this can be disconcerting to the board members. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. Next, we move into public comment. The public comment procedure. I'll defer to you to read the public.
It's the same procedure that was listed in the previous of the agenda. So we can go right into public comment.
I think we have some new faces.
All right, the first one is Carrie Costin.
We have some new faces.
Okay, go ahead.
You wanna read? You want me to? Okay, hold on. Before, let me just make sure we read it so everyone understands. Public comment procedure. A person wishing to be heard by the board shall first be recognized by the president and then shall proceed to comment as briefly as the subject permits. Individual speakers shall be allowed no more than 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda or non-agenda item. The board president shall not permit any disturbance or willful interruption of the board meetings. Persistent disruption by any individual shall be grounds for the president to terminate the privilege of addressing the board. The board may remove disruptive individuals who disrupt a board meeting and may be guilty of violating California Penal Code 403, a misdemeanor. With that, we'll go with our first comment.
Carrie Costin, read by Charlie Clark.
It's gonna be, the president will recognize the Carrie Costin read by Charlie Clark.
We-
Yeah, we have to-
Okay, I'm reading this on behalf of Carrie Costin. My name is Carrie Costin, a concerned parent and community member. I'm asking the board to vote no on the proposal for the new school legal counsel. At the last meeting, Palmer alluded to information he had that made him question the current legal counsel's ability to be unbiased. When asked by Mrs. Coronel, he wouldn't share that information. First, I would like to know if any of the other board members know what this supposed conflict is. If you do, then why don't all of the rest of the members know? If you do not know, then why are you voting on something that will cost our students and my taxpayer money without having all the information? By voting without having all of the information and plenty of discussion, you are only proving the words of the grand jury, the independent counsel's finding, and numerous staff and community members right when they say you are acting without honor and putting our children's education at risk. Again, we would like to request a town hall meeting where you can explain your actions on these matters. Palmer has time to schedule multiple emergency meetings on a subject that goes against our bylaws and goes against the advice of literally everyone. He has time to accost community members while they're doing their civic duty to represent their community, but he does not have time to schedule and hold a town hall meeting. The grand jury requested that Palmer resign by June 30th, 2021. I wholeheartedly agree.
Next, recognized by the board president, Christopher Ferguson.
Good evening. Here to read something on behalf of Julie Patino, and I'll do it as fast as I can. Good evening, board members, faculty, and Fairfax community of parents and students. Tonight, I would like to address our community and let you know the kind of leadership you have on this board as a board member and board president. Palmer Mullen has been a part of my son's life for the past 5 years, and I'm sad to say my son was a recovering addict. Palmer preyed on my son's disease and took advantage of his weakness, offering him a place to stay in exchange of getting money for my son's monthly under his name and using my son's addiction by taking him to many different doctors in and out of Kern County to receive countless prescription pills for my son, and I am certain for himself as well. The documents that you have clearly seen online in regards to him having a restraining order against my son, when my son would not do what Palmer wanted him, or if he had given him too many pills, he would call the police and say my son was acting violent and threatening him. The police would then come and haul my son away. Mind you, when my son would be released, Palmer would be the one to pick him up and take him right back to his house. I know my son is not innocent by any means. He was an addict, but he had never been to jail until he met Mr. Mullen. There are many more stories I could tell you. We pleaded with my son many times to go to rehab and to get away from Mr. Mullen, but he would not listen. It was too easy for him to have access to pills and drugs through Mr. Mullen. I am telling you this one of many stories to say this. This past January, my son passed away. My son passed away on January 10th at Mr. Mullen's residence. On January 9th, I received a call from an unknown number. I let it go to voicemail, not knowing who it was. It was a voicemail from my son saying that he had been released a few days early and just wanted to tell me happy birthday and that he loves me. To this day, I wish I'd answered that call. My son was at Palmer's house where he overdosed on countless prescription pills, including fentanyl. When I got back into town, my family and I went to the coroner's office. We immediately asked where this happened, if Palmer was there. The Kern County Deputy Coroner Callahan, number 931, said that the address where he took the place was in a suspicious area. The resident, Palmer Mullen, wore a necklace around his neck with a key on it. Deputy Callahan said that the Palmer acted very nervous when he was asked to open one of the locked rooms, after doing so, revealed a room full of prescription medications. My son passed away on January 10th, and Palmer retained outside legal representation on January 14th. Is this a coincidence? I think not. I'm pleading with you as a mother to mothers and parents to parents. Please see this man for who he truly is. He does not have our students or our community's interests at heart. This man is solely in it for himself. He is heartless, calculating, and he preys on the weak. We are not weak. We are Fairfax strong. I am not weak. Palmer, your time is up. I will not let my son's death be in vain. I will not be silent any longer. I will definitely not let this happen to anyone else's son or daughter.
Thank you.
Julie Patino.
Next on the agenda item, we have Julie Patino.
Was that just, okay. Thank
Oh,
you.
never mind.
Okay.
No.
I'm not gonna time it.
Okay.
Buenas noches a los miembros de la Junta Escolar, empleados y los padres comunidad de Fairfax. Esta noche me gustaría dirigirme a nuestra comunidad y hacerles saber qué tipo de liderazgo tienen como miembro y presidente de esta Junta Escolar. Me entristece decir que Palmer Mullen fue parte de la vida de mi hijo durante los últimos 5 años. Mi hijo era un adictivo en recuperación. Palmer se aprovechó de la enfermedad de mi hijo, se aprovechó de sus debilidades y le ofreció un lugar para quedarse a cambio de obtener dinero para mi hijo mensualmente a su nombre. Palmer usó la adicción de mi hijo, llevándolo a varios médicos dentro y fuera del condado de Kern para recibir varias pastillas y recetas para mi hijo. Y estoy segura que él las usaba para sí mismo. Los documentos que tienen claramente vistos en línea se refieren que al señor Mullen tuvo una orden de restricción contra mi hijo. Cuando mi hijo no hacía lo que Palmer quería o si le daba muchas pastillas, Palmer llamaba a la policía y decía que mi hijo estaba actuando violento o que lo amenazaba. Es cuando la policía venía y arrestaba a mi hijo y se lo llevaba. Tengan en cuenta que cuando mi hijo era liberado, Palmer era el que lo recogía y lo llevaba de regreso a su casa. Yo sé que mi hijo no era inocente de ninguna manera. Era un adicto, pero nunca había estado en la cárcel hasta que conocí a Palmer. Hay muchas más historias que podrías contarles. Muchas veces le suplicamos a mi hijo que se admitiera a una rehabilitación y que se alejara de Palmer, pero él simplemente no escuchaba. Era demasiado fácil para mi hijo tener acceso a pastillas y a drogas a través de Palmer. El 9 de enero de este año, recibí una llamada de un número desconocido y lo dejé ir a buzón de voz sin saber quién era. Era un mensaje de voz de mi hijo diciendo que fue liberado unos días antes y que aún no estaba en casa, pero cuando llegara me iba a llamar y me quería decir feliz cumpleaños y que me amaba. Les estoy contando esta historia de varias para decirle esto. Mi hijo falleció el próximo día, que fue el 10 de enero de este año, y en la residencia de Palmer Mullen. Hasta este día me arrepiento de no haber contestado la llamada de mi hijo. Mi hijo estaba en la casa de Palmer, donde tuvo una sobredosis de pastillas recetadas y fentanilo. Mi familia y yo fuimos a la oficina de forense del condado. Inmediatamente preguntamos dónde sucedió este incidente y si Palmer estaba presente. El forense en el condado de Kern, señor Callahan, número 931, confirmó que el incidente ocurrió en un lugar sospechoso, donde se encuentra el apartamento de Palmer, y que Palmer tenía un collar alrededor de su cuello con una llave. El señor Callahan dijo que Palmer se puso nervioso cuando le pidieron que abriera una de las habitaciones cerradas, que después de hacerlo reveló una habitación llena de medicamentos recetados. Mi hijo falleció el 10 de enero y Palmer retuvo representación legal externa el 14 de enero. No creo que esto es una coincidencia. Les suplico, como madre a madre, padre a padre, por favor, vea a este hombre por lo que realmente es. Él no tiene interés de nuestros estudiantes o de nuestras comunidades de Fairfax en el corazón. Este hombre está en esto únicamente para sí mismo. Con manipulación y sin corazón, abusa de las debilidades de otros. No somos débiles, somos Fairfax fuerte y yo no soy débil. Palmer, esto se te acabó. Se te acabó el tiempo. No dejaré que la muerte de mi hijo sea en vano. No permaneceré en silencio y definitivamente no dejaré que esto le suceda a un hijo o a una hija de nadie más. Este comentario público fue por parte de la señora Patino.
Thank you. Next, we have recognized by the board president, Maria Hernandez.
Correct.
Maria Hernandez.
Ashley, I'm here to say that I'm in tears. I knew you were a liar, but the statement from the lady, it really touched my heart. I cannot believe that you have the guts to sit here and say you care about kids. You don't care. You have your own agenda. Shame on you for staying with him and his agenda. Espero que ahora miren claro la clase de persona que es el Señor. Espero que cambien. Ustedes no son board members. Se supone que ustedes son trustees. Trustees means we put the trust on you to look out for our students, to do the best for them, no para estar gastando dinero a lo pendejo. ¿Entiende lo que digo, señor Tapia? ¿Entiende ahora todo el coraje que tenemos en la comunidad y que ustedes no hacen nada para pararlo? Que no hacen que haga una junta comunitaria. Tengo el corazón que me revienta. Yo de coraje, de emoción, porque tengo hijos y sé el dolor de esa madre que él ayudó a que él falleciera. Ojalá que puedan dormir esta noche con las decisiones que van a tomar. Y también exijo que el señor Palmer Mueller, por favor, dé su nueva dirección, porque según mis investigaciones, él no vive ni en el distrito. La dirección que tenía de su hermana en Tanner Ranch, ella ya vendió la casa. Quiero saber dónde vive. Quiero saber todas sus cosas de él, porque el ojo de él no se le va a quitar. Es todo lo que quiero decir.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, recognized by the board president, Patsy Rolls.
Hello, board members. I'm going to try to hold my emotions at this time, but I do want to speak not to you board members individually, because you already know what you are and what you've done and what you've did and what you need to clean up. And you have to work on cleaning that up before you ruin our district financially. That's what I'm going to talk about. You need not hire different people tonight. I would like to know if all of the board members have met this new so-called lawyers that you're going to hire. Have you all met them? Have you all met in closed session and discussed the issues that will be facing them? I want to know. That's extremely important. One person does not rule this district. Never has, never will. I've been on the board for almost 30 years and never in my life have I ever had to put up with something like this. Thank the Lord. What I'm going to ask you to do tonight, I'm going to ask you to open your arms up where you can hear me. Because when you're like this, you're closed to what needs to be going on. I need you to open up. I'm asking you to vote no. This can wait. It's like buying a new car. You buy the first one, you might get a limit. You need to search around a little bit. You need to talk to your finance person if you can really afford it. All right, because that's the main person you need to be talking to. You don't need to be talking to anybody else until after you talk to him and your superintendent. So that's what I would like you to do. Saying nothing bad against any of you. You all know what you've done, what you need to clean up. Do it. Do the right thing tonight. Vote no. Kern County Superintendent of Schools is going to take your back. Don't worry about them. They've always been there for our district and always will be, no matter what you all do tonight. But I would ask that you vote no tonight. Just no. Take your time. Life is short. Don't ruin it by doing something so hastily that costs so much money that your children are already going to suffer. I would hope that you all listen to me tonight and that you're open to it. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is Lisa Smith.
Do I have permission to lower this while I speak?
Yes.
I just want to say something real quick. I sent an email to Ms. Brown this afternoon and it was late and she probably didn't have a chance to respond to me. If I understand correctly, we fired Schools Legal last Saturday, but we haven't hired a new attorney. And my curiosity is, does that mean that we are currently without legal liability protection? This is what you guys did. Well, not all of you, I'm sorry. This is what you did. Heaven help you if something happens on this property or involves this school district. You did this. Now, I have a prepared statement I'd like to read. My name is Lisa Smith and I'm a teacher at Fairfax Junior High. I don't live in this district. I don't have children or dependent minors who attend schools in this district. I don't represent anyone but myself. I'm here to ask you not to conduct board business tonight on this agenda item at all. The reason for my request is in the grand jury report released today titled School Board in Crisis. In finding 12, the grand jury writes, personal contact information for board members is not posted or readily available to the public on the website. Therefore, the public does not have the ability to contact a board member to share or discuss district concerns or verify their residency within the district as per Education Code Section 35107 subsection A and Fairfax Board Bylaw 9220. In order to cure the finding, the grand jury writes in part in recommendation 6, the board should verify that board members are current residents within the district boundaries before the next board meeting. That's in Appendix A, finding 12 of the grand jury report. We're at the next board meeting. That verification has not occurred. We don't even know if members of this board hold true legal residency within this school district. If you proceed, people who may not even live here will vote on what to do with the money these parents paid for their child's education. And you're voting to spend it on a legal firm to resolve an emergency, quoting, that Mr. Moland identified to the Bakersfield Californian as a failed censure resolution. It's in writing, in print, on the record to the Bakersfield Californian. Not books, not teachers, not upgraded facilities. Mr. Moland's owned personal and very public censure resolution. Don't do it. Don't conduct business or take votes or spend money that's meant for education until there can be a verification of residency within the district. I also have another request. In February of this year, 2 complaints were filed with the Kern County District Attorney and 1 with the State of California Fair Political Practices Commission. I know this for a fact because I'm the one who filed them. The district attorney has recently informed me that they've released to the state. The FPPC has recently informed me, this is embarrassing, that the complaint is being converted to an open case and they're in the process of assigning an attorney and an investigator. You are now beyond the district office and schools legal. You have gone through county investigations. You are now going to Sacramento. Congratulations. Congratulations. Go ahead, applaud yourself. You have now embarrassed yourselves and every one of your constituents, as well as the employees, that's me, and parents of this district by subjecting the board to an investigation by the state. By the way, FPPC investigates violations of the United States Political Reform Act. You're there. You've gone all the way to Sacramento to be investigated for breaking United States federal law. Please don't do this. Don't do this. You can end all of this nonsense tonight. If you do not resign and let us get back to the business of educating children, this is going to continue. We're not going anywhere. If you don't resign, the reckoning will happen anyway when the state comes calling or when your recall vote is held. I want to tell you something. There's no conspiracy. Nobody's going to come riding out from the west and thank you for saving our district. Besides halting this board meeting and verifying residency of the board members, I'm asking you as loud as I can for the people who have signed that recall petition and want you out, resign, resign, resign. In case you don't have the letter, I've got one you can sign. Who can I give that to if a board member wants to look at it? There's a form here.
Next on the agenda, recognize other board president, Alma Cardenas.
Good evening, community in Fairfax. I just wanted to make a statement real quick. I was not very happy with the budget that was given to me for graduation because that budget went down the drain. I was on a budget for $1,000, which I have not received a cent. They told me I had that budget, and now I know like I had to buy the flowers out of my pocket. That is very embarrassing. And all because you decide to misuse funds. How embarrassing is that for our kids that work so hard to have a beautiful, beautiful graduation that they've earned? I am very unhappy. I'm happy as a community member, as a parent, and I have now a granddaughter that's coming to the district. That is very sad. I just want you to know that.
Thank you. Next, recognized by the board president, Ronnie Radica.
How do I follow that? I have a question for the board members. How many of you knew about this story? Was tonight the first time you've heard about that story? You still stand by him after hearing that mother's plea for help? You can't even look me in the face when I speak to you. Everybody that's come up here, you have your face down, you can't even look at them. Do you still stand by him? After hearing her pleas for help, cries, you still vote with him? How do you guys sleep at night? After hearing story after story, and you still stick with him? I hope you pray to God that you get in heaven. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, next on the,
So our final and last public comment will be from President Moland.
first of all, you guys can all do research yourself. Secondly, Julie, Thomas was my friend and I called you many, many times. And you know what? And to, I just, this is, we're trying to do our best. We're trying to do our best. And we received a list of recommendations. And those recommendations we will look at, and we looked at the last one. We looked at it and we read it. Are you a board member?
I said point of order.
What is the point of order? Is it out? Is it out of order?
If you wish to speak on your behalf, sir, without the rest of the board, you must leave your position as board president and come to the mic.
I would like to get more information on that point of order, having to come up to the mic, but all I can ask is that you can do your own research and go from that. Okay, so we'll move on to the next.
That was the last public comment.
That's the last public comment. So. Next on the agenda is a motion to retain temporary legal counsel, which is a voting item. Motion to retain temporary legal counsel to represent Fairfax School District while we conduct a search to represent Fairfax School District according to Board Bylaw 9124, Oliveras, Madruga, Lumerex, O'Neill, LLP, OMLO.
Mr. Mullen, before we vote, we must have discussion on this. There are a lot of questions to be asked.
Before we get started, I'd like to bring up Mr. Pilchin.
Thank you.
And he's going to give us a little information about the law firm on the agenda.
Good evening, President Mullen, members of the board. My name is Lloyd Pilchin. The firm is Olivares Madruga. We're in Los Angeles. The firm has been around since about 2013, and I began near the beginning when it was only about half a dozen lawyers, and now we're at about 45 lawyers.
Come on, he's speaking, please, thank you.
We are very happy that you've asked us here and put this on the agenda. We are happy to be able to serve the board and the district during this time. I understand that the district will be putting out an RFP for legal services, and we can help guide you with that. We're here on a temporary, if the board hires the firm, we'd be here on a temporary basis. The firm represents about over a dozen school districts throughout Southern California, including many in Los Angeles County. We also represent Adelanto School District in San Bernardino County. We have a presence in Kern County. I personally do a lot of work with City of Ridgecrest and we represent the water district, the Indian Wells Valley Groundwater Authority. So we have a presence in Kern County as well. It's a good group of lawyers with great expertise in school districts. As you can see on the agreement, this would be an hourly basis to guide you through this time for as long as you need us. I'm available to answer any questions, but again, thank you so much for inviting us here, and we're happy to help.
Mr. Pilchin is here to answer questions that any members may have, and this is also an opportunity for discussion.
I would like to know, sorry. I'd like to know how Mr. Mullen contacted you or how you two connected, please.
I haven't met Mr. Mullen yet, except just before this meeting. I know that our firm, we get a lot of phone calls. So I don't know exactly how the connection was made. I just know that school districts call us. So we have presence on the website, and perhaps it's the Kern County connection with Ridgecrest. I don't know.
Were you aware of the conflict in this district when you offered to have your services here?
I'm sorry, which conflict do you refer to?
You're aware. It's not a pleasant experience, I'm sure.
Well, like I say, we're here to guide the district through that, through this time. I can tell you that I've personally worked with many I've worked with many clients who have been through difficult times and who have been had financial difficulties and ethics difficulties. So that is why you have legal counsel, is to help you through those times.
It would be for the entire board, not particular persons, correct?
Okay, that's a very good question. Thank you. So when this is true for cities, it's true for any public agency. Legal counsel represents the district and guides the board in representing the district. So that means that we're serving the public interest. If an individual board member has a conflict of interest or something that prevents them from serving, we would guide the entire board on what needs to happen. We don't represent an individual board member. In fact, lawyers who represent public agencies like me, we have to make that clear to our clients all the time. I'll get a call from, for example, a city council member, and he'll say, I want to share this, but I don't want you to share it with others. I want this attorney-client privilege. And I have to make it clear at that moment, I'm sorry, I'm happy to advise you, but I may very well have to share this with the entire board, because my role is to represent the board or the council, which represents the city or the district. So it's the public that we represent, not individual members.
Well, I noticed on the thing that was attached to the agenda, and it said that you would be open to speaking to board members and staff and all of this. According to our bylaws, if the president or the superintendent don't, correct me if I'm wrong, please, to contact an attorney, but the rest of us are not, unless we get 2/3 of the vote to allow to speak to an attorney.
Oh, to allow the member
So
to even.
you will abide by that if you should, in fact, okay.
In
and
fact,
you would let them
we
know.
will advise members on the bylaws. Absolutely, sure. I'm accustomed to getting calls from members all the time, but I understand the concern.
That's been a problem here.
I see. So yeah, bylaws are the bylaws.
Right. Thank you. They are.
And if different questions come up, I'm happy to come back to the podium, wherever you'd like me to be.
You can stay there if you want to.
Stay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any other questions at this time? Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Sit down.
Then
Thank you all again.
We'll go with the D, Business and Finance, motion to retain.
I have questions. I just don't have questions for the attorney. I have questions for the board members. I want to know if Mr. Tapia and Mrs. Rios, were you aware of the idea of hiring another law firm? ¿Usted estaba consciente de que querían agarrar otro abogado antes de la otra junta? ¿Sí o no? ¿Sabía sí o no?
Yo lo que sé es que mi experiencia.
She's
con los
asking him
abogados-
if he was aware of this meet. Oh, okay. Oh, it wasn't translated. It was in Spanish. Okay, go ahead.
You're asking me? She asking me? Well, the answer is no.
Yo mi experiencia con el otro abogado ha sido, no, yo lo que sé
¿Usted
es-
sabía que iba a estar en la agenda?
estaba en la agenda,
Okay,
estaba en la agenda.
sabía antes de que lo pusieran en la agenda.
No, estaba en la agenda. Yo cuando lo vi en la agenda,
Okay, usted lo vio cuando salió en la agenda.
cuando lo vi en la
Okay,
agenda.
so you seen it when it came onto the agenda. Then why were you so ready to vote?
Por la experiencia-
Entonces, ¿por qué querían votar si no sabían nada de los abogados?
yo por la
Why were you
experiencia-
guys so eager and ready to vote if you did not know until it was put on the agenda who these new lawyers were? Without talking as a board, without an RFP, without taking proper protocol, why were you both so eager and ready to vote to hire this new attorney that we knew nothing of? That is my question.
We never talked to the lawyers.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm asking is, why were you so ready? Why were you so ready to vote at the last meeting to hire this lawyer if we knew nothing about them?
So you don't want us to vote or?
Can you translate for me?
I understand.
You can use my microphone. There you go.
So, la señora Coronel está preguntando si ustedes están diciendo que antes de que no sabían que iban a contratar a estos nuevos abogados antes de la agenda y lo vieron el día de la agenda o el día anterior de la agenda, ¿por qué estaban tan dispuestos a contratarlos, a votar que sí, si no sabían qué experiencia que tenían, cómo trabajaban, cuánto iban a cobrar? ¿Por qué estaban tan dispuestos a votar que sí, si en realidad no sabían hasta el día anterior o el día que vieron la agenda? Y estamos hablando de la junta anterior que tuvimos el sábado.
They put the name, so I just Googled it and I read.
Okay. So you Googled them, right? Okay, so did we follow proper procedure? You can't just go around Googling an attorney without the board approval and just say, okay, well, you know what? I Googled them, so let's hire them without speaking to it.
It was in
as a
the
board.
agenda until I saw it. I was.
Okay, thank you
Okay.
for answering my question. ¿Y usted?
Okay.
¿Usted también los hizo Google?
Acuérdense que ya habían
Ok, pero
traído-
le estoy preguntando, ¿usted también hizo Google a los abogados?
no se acuerda que ya nos habían dado unas hojas acerca de ellos.
Dígame,
Like,
No se acuerda que
Cornell.
nos habían dado unas hojas acerca de ellos.
¿cuándo?
Cornell,
¿Cuándo?
Cornell. So what do you want us to do?
I can't tell you what to do.
We're talking about the lawyers.
Yeah. I'm asking questions because you see, prior to this meeting and at Saturday, we weren't able to ask questions
Well,
because you
tell
were
us
so
what did we
eager
do
to hire.
wrong.
You were so eager to hire
Tell
another
us
lawyer.
what did we do wrong. Tell us.
There are procedures. There are procedures that we need to do as a board. We
Let's
want to
do
hire,
it.
we want to hire another lawyer. You present it to the board. We discuss it as we are now, and then we agree upon it. Did we do that? No. We are going to, the proper procedure is to look for multiple lawyers. We bring them all to the table, okay? And then from there, we make informed and educated decisions. Not impulse decisions because we're, I don't know, too eager to hide something maybe?
Victoria,
I don't know why.
Victoria,
Say that.
Victoria, were you aware of any special conflicts that would lead to a motion to retain a temporary legal counsel? Were you aware of anything that?
No,
went
that's why
on?
we're here. I want to know why. I'm asking questions because I'm trying to figure out why we're doing all this. Why is all this nonsense happening?
You
Why are we
don't,
stealing from our
you
children?
don't know why.
No.
You,
Tell me right now, right now.
I'm
Tell me now.
asking you if you know why.
I don't know
Is there
why, Mr. Mullen. Can you
is
please
there
educate me on
anything
why?
that, is there anything that would prompt your knowledge as to why we're retaining legal counsel? Is there any reason that you can think of?
Okay, well, first off, you terminated schools legal, so there's one, okay? I mean, but what are the reasons?
I'm asking you,
Okay, I
do you
wanna
know,
know,
I'm
first
asking
off-
you, do you
first off-
know of a reason why we would have to have a temporary legal counsel? Is there anything as to why this is even on the agenda? Do you,
Okay,
you
okay,
said no. You
no.
answer my question, that's fine.
Thank you.
So we have business and finance
Okay,
motion.
so can you inform me as to why? What
I
is
don't,
the big secret?
I'm asking you.
No, I'm asking you because
I'm
you're the one that
asking
knows.
you.
I don't know.
I'm asking you.
I don't know.
Okay,
So do you know?
okay, I don't know.
You don't know?
Okay, so my question was to you, if you knew why this was on the agenda, you said no, so we'll move on.
Okay, so
And-
then as a board member, why am I going to vote on something if I don't have all of the information? Mrs. Lawson, do you have all of the information?
We already have legal counsel. I don't know why we need to duplicate it.
What was that?
Que necesitamos el legal counsel.
Sí, porque ya, how do you say, you fired the last one? Yeah, so yeah, that's obvious. But why?
Yo tuve mala experiencia con ellos.
So, porque usted tuvo mala experiencia con ellos, ¿es por esa razón? ¿Qué fue la mala experiencia? What was the bad experience that you had with them?
No se puede.
Yeah,
No,
eso es conflicto de interés. No representa a usted, representa a toda la mesa. No nomás a usted.
Pero afecta.
¿En qué manera?
Lo que estamos haciendo ahorita.
¿Qué está?
A lo que llegamos ahorita.
Huh? Point of order? Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Is that's the end of discussion? Is that?
Anybody else have anything else to say? No?
If there's no other,
Okay,
if there's no other comments, we'll move on. Motion to retain temporary legal counsel, which is on the agenda as a voting item. I
okay,
already
well, I would
read,
like to
so
make a motion to remove the item from the agenda.
Second.
Because we have no information.
there is an objection on the floor to remove the item, and there is a motion. There's a first and a second motion. I will call for a roll call vote. Alma Rios,
Nay.
Virginia Lawson,
No.
Palmer Mullen,
Yeah.
no.
Wait,
I-
what was your
motion?
This is not to hire,
Right, this is not the.
not
This
to
is
hire,
remove-
absolutely.
Right now, the motion that's on the floor is to remove the item from the agenda.
Oh, to remove it? Sure. Oh, second.
Okay, so we have,
Is this to remove it or we already had a motion?
no,
with
this
Cindy?
is a motion to remove it, to take it off.
Okay.
She said no, you said what?
I'd like to remove it, yes.
And I'm gonna say no. Victoria,
Yes.
Jose. Okay.
No.
No, okay, the motion is not passed.
Okay, I'd like to
Okay.
make a motion to reinstate schools legal.
That is not on the agenda. That is not on the agenda. That is not on the agenda. We're acting on items on the agenda. Motion to retain temporary legal counsel. I will ask for a motion.
First.
I have a first motion here. I'll ask for a second. A second by Jose. I will do a roll call vote. Alma Rios,
Aye.
Es para,
Virginia Lawson,
No.
Palmer Mullen, yes.
eso es para.
Victoria Cornell,
Absolutely not.
Jose
You should
Tapia.
be ashamed of yourselves.
Yes.
That is a 3-2 vote. It passed. I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn.
First.
First motion. A second motion, Jose Tapia. All in favor, Alma Rios. Aye. Virginia Lawson. Palmer Mullen, no. Palmer Mullen, to adjourn this meeting, yes. Victoria Cornell.
No.
Jose Tapia.
Yes.
Jose Tapia.
It's for whom?
To adjourn,
Oh, yes.
yes. 3-2, it passed. Pam. Meeting is over. Meeting is over.